What's up, everybody? It's been a while since I've done one of these. Actually, thought I did one the other weekend, but for some reason I never hit record, so that video, all that talking was to myself, never got recorded. So I'm gonna try again, give you an update about where I'm at, how things are going. So excuse me. Excuse me. So a couple of Saturdays ago, we had Submission Battleground, and that was a huge success for our school and for CART. CART turned up and had a super exciting match. A lot of people commented on our videos, even in person on Instagram, that they're kind of like impressed about what CART did. I knew that he'd be able to do it. That boy's a student of the game. Yeah, we study a lot, we work at it. He's always trying to perfect his jiu-jitsu game. Yeah, so I think we're having a good ride with this jiu-jitsu journey. Got over at UFC, expanded the classes that are covering. So I got the kids no-gi now. It's still, I can't say that I'm going to produce competitors out of there yet, aside from the kids that we're already doing our private sessions with. But hoping as time goes by, more kids come to it, get excited about it. Right now it's about 10. 10 has been about the number. I think the highest we got was 12. So that's how we started our adult ski class, right? 8-10 people were coming to our class initially. I think last night we had over 30. So it just takes a little time to build the program, get the word out what we're doing. It is a little earlier, so I understand it's not always easy for parents to get kids to the 5 o'clock class. The 6 o'clock class, the 6 o'clock gi class, yeah, that thing's pretty much blowing up. I think we had like 32 last night again. So we're getting there, I'm hoping that we can get more kids excited about competing. Not that it's a requirement, but I think the kids that compete start to take their jiu-jitsu a little bit more seriously. If you're just going once or twice a week, 50 minutes a class, you're not going to get much out of that, right? But if you can become a competitor, interested in competing, that you're going to have to expand beyond just those two classes, 1 or 2 classes a week, right? So that's ultimately the goal. Like I said, the likelihood that anybody's going to come out of that gym as a professional jiu-jitsu competitor is probably 0. But I want to help use these times as ways for these kids to become adjusted to adult teen, preteen, teen, adult life. Yeah, follow instructions, being respectful, being able to work with their teammates and partners. Yeah, so that will come with time. So aside from teaching the jiu-jitsu, I do want to try to impress on the kids different things, right? So as they grow up, they can say, oh, I remember we used to do jiu-jitsu at UFC, and the coach said this or the coach did that. That's kind of what my goal is. Yeah, obviously I want them to be good at jiu-jitsu, but being good people, being good kids, being good adults, that's really the long-term goal. Yeah, so jiu-jitsu has been fun for us. Tuesday a concept class, right? Cart never trained because he's doing some therapy on his shoulder, and the guy told him he should probably rest, which made sense. So we showed up early, and then Maya started asking me questions about, oh, what am I teaching at UFC? What did you teach last? And I kind of got an inkling that he might ask me something about that later. Sure enough, about 5 minutes before the class, he said, oh, Rob, can you teach class? I was like, like I said, I usually like to prepare and have something laid out, at least from my brain as far as the time management, what I'm trying to teach, and the different options that I can work off of. But being that it was like 5 till the class, I started to think, and then I looked over at Cart, and Cart just, he mouthed to me, half guard, which is pretty much what we do, yeah, or where we started. So I taught the class. I was a little nervous, right? I've taught classes, I've taught bigger classes, but I think just the idea that my instructor, my professor was watching and observing me, made me a little nervous. Cart actually recorded the second technique I showed, and I didn't look like I was nervous. It didn't sound like I was nervous, but maybe by the time I hit that second technique, the nerves were gone. Maybe the first technique I showed, I was a little nervous, But at some point, I'm going to have to teach it in front of other black belts, whatever, so I need to feel confident in my techniques and, the messages that I convey. So it was fun. It was fun. I got a compliment from one of our teammates, Lisa, so that was good. I feel good about that. So yeah, jiu-jitsu has been a big part of what we've been doing. I don't see it, knock on wood, we can keep this thing going. We're getting a lot of momentum. We're building a lot of connections with jiu-jitsu, so I like that. On the work front, we're still doing one-a-days in the office. Every now and then I gotta go in more than once, so sometimes I don't go in, but I'm usually there every week unless there's like a holiday. And if there's a holiday, sometimes I skip, especially now that I don't have to go in and write on that silly board this work schedule. So we're counting down towards my retirement. Investor asked me, I'm getting excited. Well, I am and I'm not, right? It's still over a year away, so I don't want to get too hyped about it, but it's coming. I'm trying to lay out my ideas of what I'll do as soon as I retire. Like, I don't want to just say, let me just rest for a month and then just get lazy, right? So probably retire like on a Friday, then Monday, the following week I already have a schedule laid out. I'll still be teaching at UFC in the evenings, so that I don't think will change. I will have some flexibility to potentially do more classes, maybe even in the morning. I do want to start training, going to yoga class, right? So I see there are yoga classes in the morning, so I'll probably try to squeeze that into the schedule. Stand-up paddleboard, that's definitely something I'm going to look forward to, right? Just figuring out where I'm going to go. I think Ala Moana is probably where I'll start. I want to try to get a little bit more comfortable with it before I retire, so maybe I'll take up Scott on his offer to borrow his paddleboards, try to go fishing. I think that's exciting. So we're so busy nowadays that as much as I'd like to do some of that stuff, I need to kind of prioritize, right? So weekend time is definitely for spending with Paz. Can't ignore her. Weeknights, she's doing her thing, I'm doing my thing. I know it's kind of hard, so I've scaled back. So Friday nights I don't train, but every now and then I'll drop in on a training, let her know, especially if she's on call. She cannot leave the house anyway, or she has to stay close to the house, so we'll see about that. Her trip's coming up. I think it's less than a month now, or maybe just about a month. I think March 14th, I think she leaves, so just about a month away. I'm sure she's getting excited. I'm hoping she can get closure and, just kind of move forward with some of the things that, she hasn't been able to close the book on. That COVID time was a really tough time for her, and, amazingly, it's about 5 years already since that happened, so, sting of it never really goes away. It was so sad this past weekend, and I probably should have done something about it. I tried to ignore it, hoping it would kind of go away. My little baby, Nico, the puppy, well, she wasn't a puppy, but she's a tiny little dog that you know, I really loved her. And Cart noticed she wasn't acting herself. Even Pa saw it. I saw it too, but I thought, well, maybe it's like Marley. Marley kind of got like that. I think he had I think he got stung by an insect. I don't know if it's a wasp or centipede or something. So he was very lethargic, couldn't jump up. But after a couple of days, it went away. So I was hoping it was something like that. But Saturday, when I was at the kids' basketball game, Cart called me to break the news to me. So it's a pretty rough day. You know, I mean, one of my friends told me, not that I can quote exactly what he said, but you know, all the years of enjoyment and joy they bring to you, that's kind of what you focus on, right? You can't focus on the end, right? The end's tough, but all the years of happiness and joy they brought you it's worth having a pet. Though it's like, oh man, I want to get another dog, but I don't know that I can easily replace that dog. She was like such a jealous dog, you know. She was the smallest dog, but she would always be the one that would come to me. And our other dog, Marley, if Marley tried to come by me, she'd growl at him and snap at him, right? If I was outside and I wasn't petting her, she would kind of scratch at my feet to pet her. She would just, oh, I miss her. I look outside now hoping to kind of see her, but you know, it's one of those things, you know, that's life, right? It's kind of funny. Cart made a post about how, you know, when she wagged her little tail, yeah, and her whole body would just move. She was so tiny, like when she wagged her tail, her whole body moved. So you could tell. Yeah, I look outside when I come home or I'd leave. I look over the fence and see her, wave to her, and she'd always be wagging her tail. Yeah. We have another dog, OJ. She's a little different. I call her like my goth dog. She doesn't crave attention. In fact, sometimes when I come outside, she kind of runs away. I gotta call her. Like when she comes by me, she lets me pet her and play with her, which is good. But it's just a little different. Marley still acts like a little like a puppy. I mean, he just jumps all over me, licks my face. I have fun with Marley, but it's just a little different, yeah. So probably gonna keep my eye out for somebody, you know. I'm probably looking for some kind of miniature dog. I'm debating if I get another female dog. Female dogs, they're pretty smart. Not saying that male dogs aren't smart, but you know, it's kind of rough on Marley. You know, when those dogs get in heat, he's all crazy, right? So that's kind of a challenge, right? So driving into work today, got an interview. One of my longtime employees retired last August, I think. So I was fortunate enough to promote one of my guys to take her position, and now I'm trying to backfill his position, right? So it's kind of interesting, the market. I don't know if it's widespread everywhere, but I have a hard time finding talent in my area. You know, I think a lot of the IT folk are looking at security jobs, cybersecurity, database, right? Not too many people are interested in infrastructure. It's not something that they really teach in school, so I can understand why it's hard to find people like that, you know. And then I guess a lot of people are pushing their environments, their infrastructure to hosted systems or the cloud, as they're calling it. So less attractive to be internal infrastructure support. Yeah. So got an interview today. Probably got a couple more next week. So we'll see how that kind of plays out. Hopefully, I can get someone good to fit in the team. It's all about the team environment for me, right? You could have the best qualified person, highly skilled, but if you can't fit in with my 3 existing guys, you're not good to me, right? I don't need that. I know I could just say, shit, I'm going to leave in a year, so if I hire a dud, someone else's problem, but it's not my mindset, right? The people that are there that will continue to work, they're my friends, right? We build relationships. So I want to leave it in the best possible shape as possible, yeah? I don't want to abandon them. I don't want to leave them holding the bag, yeah? So we'll work towards that, yeah? Again, different perspective, but you know, it's karma, right? I want to do good for those that are there, and I want to be able to go back there and talk to them and hang out and not like, oh, what a d-bag, you know, you gave us this loser guy and everything blew up. So yeah, I want to be still have that relationship with them. Yeah. So I mean, I have friends, you know, Herman and Travis. Obviously, I knew them before Hawaiian Electric, and they'll be my friends even after I leave. But I want to maintain that connection. All right, guys, got a call coming in. Catch you later.